Hello, welcome to the Portsmouth Diabetes Prevention Program, EVMS Connect4Health Wellness Coach Training. This module is on understanding community-engaged research and protection of human subjects. This module is one module of many that you'll have to complete as a wellness coach. This training is for community members and students who want to assist with the Portsmouth Diabetes Prevention Program's Connect4Health Wellness Coaching and Selected Food Pantries project by participating as a wellness coach. This training covers those Institutional Review Board or IRB related components that are applicable to your role as a community member or student participating as a wellness coach, as well as the participants in the program, what we call consenting adult wellness coach participants. Why do you need this training? Well, it's important that you understand the basic survey research information that's relevant to your role, and to understand that our program was approved by the EVMS IRB, and that EVMS IRB approval requires that we are compliant with federal law regarding human subjects research and the protection of rights and welfare of human subjects, regardless of the risk level of the research. So let's talk a little bit about basics of ethics in research. There are really three primary components to ethics in research: respect, protection, and justice. Firstly, we need to treat people with respect and as autonomous individuals. That means that people have the right to make decisions about what will and will not be done to them and what information that they share with others. Additionally, people who may have impaired decision-making ability should be protected from being coerced or tricked into participating and may need another party to consent for them. For the purposes of our project, we only want participants that have the ability to make those decisions for themselves to participate. If at any point you're working with somebody who you're not sure has a decision-making ability to have consented for themselves, please notify study staff. The second aspect of basics of ethics in research is protection. So first, do no harm. And secondly, we want to maximize the benefits that participants and communities may receive and minimize any possible harms. And lastly, justice. What that means is to balance the benefits of the burden of the research on participants in the community with the benefits that they receive from participating. We also want to be fair about distributing any benefits or burdens that somebody may get from participating in the program. And additionally, we don't want to take advantage of populations or put them at increased risk of burden from participating because of convenience, especially for those who may already be at risk for inequity. Additionally, we're going to share what we learned to benefit society. If you want more information on the basics of ethics and research, you can look up the Belmont report, and that will provide you with detailed information about this. So we need to understand consent for research involving human subjects. Prospective program participants must receive information on what it is you want them to do so that they can make an informed decision on whether or not they want to participate. Consent must be obtained and documented, either written consent or oral consent, and then the documentation of that consent is always per the program method protocol. In our study, you don't have to worry about consenting people because that will be done before they're assigned to you as a wellness coach by our staff. However, if at any point you're unsure if the client has consented appropriately or if they want to revoke their consent, that's okay. Document that and let us know. Always remember, people get to decide if they do or do not want to participate in the program, and we never force, trick, or coerce anyone to participate in the program or to continue participating in the program if they do not want to. So who are our subjects? Our subjects are clients from local Portsmouth food pantries as what we call our primary subjects. However, you are also a secondary subject, as we do need to collect some information from you to ensure that we control for any specific impacts that an individual coach may introduce. So for instance, Do coaches with certain educational backgrounds or certain demographics have different outcomes with clients than ones with different demographics or educational backgrounds? So having some of that information helps us to make sure that the impacts we're having on clients are actually from the program itself and aren't altered by any particular individual wellness coach factors. However, both you and the client get to choose if you do or do not want to participate. Both you and the client get to choose if you want to continue or drop out at any time. We do ask that you notify us, if at all possible, if you or your client decide to discontinue participation. So let's talk a little bit about protection of privacy and data. Information collected as part of this program is considered confidential and protected information. You do not get to share any information you learn about any specific individual with anyone outside of the research team. Information that you collect must be turned in and secured according to our protocol at all times. Individual data will not be shared outside of the research team, but may be aggregated with other individuals by research members to support the larger project. Let's talk a little bit about HIPAA. The privacy rule protects most individually identifiable health information that's held or transmitted by a covered entity or business associate in any form of media, whether electronic, paper, or oral. So in this case, EVMS is the covered entity, and you as the wellness coach are our business associate. The privacy rule calls this information protected health information, or PHI. That's individually identifiable health information, which is information that includes demographic information related to somebody's past, present, or future physical or mental health or condition, the provision of health care to them, past, present, or future payment for the provision of health care to them. In addition, individually identifiable health information identifies the individual, or there is a reasonable basis to believe it can be used to identify the individual. For instance, a medical record, laboratory report, or hospital bill would be PHI if information contained on it includes a patient's name or other identifying information. So it's important that you know about this rule, because some of the information that you're going to be collecting and some of the questions that you're going to be asking are going to be related to PHI. HIPAA security rule and breaches. So basically, this rule establishes a national set of minimum security standards for protecting all electronic PHI that a covered entity and a business associate may create, receive, maintain, or transmit. And that includes all the administrative, physical, and technical safeguards that must be put in place. So in our case, for instance, we put in some safeguards like making sure that we provide this training to you, making sure that we provide some other tools to you, such as lock bags, etc., to make sure that information stays secure. What you need to know is that the rules that we have in place for how you collect and provide data are needed to safeguard the study clients, because we do have PHI on them. So you do need to adhere to them at all times. If you are ever worried or know of a breach of data from our project, you should immediately contact a study staff member or the PI or the co-PI and let them know so that we can take steps to correct this. So what does that mean to you day to day as a wellness coach? What this means is that all of your client information must be kept secured. You will be provided with a HIPAA-compliant locked bag to keep all client information safe when you are not actively using it to work with a client or on their case. Client information should not be left, for instance, in your car or where other people can access it. Phone calls and communications with clients should be done using secure methods provided by the project and done in places where confidentiality cannot be compromised. REDCap is a secure platform for data that does protect the information. So when you use REDCap, which is the platform that we use to collect information for this project and store it, just know that that is a secure method for collecting that data, and that it's okay to enter data into that system. You shouldn't discuss client information with your family or friends, even if you think it's interesting. And some of this work, I think, will be interesting to you. However, what we can't do is to disclose anything that we might know about a client. So for instance, I have this client Bill, and he has diabetes, and he's on this type of medication. And did you know that this is what he did last Saturday, or this is what he ate, or these are the choices that he's making? Those are all things that you don't discuss outside of the study. You can discuss client information with study staff when you have questions or concerns. This is particularly relevant if you have any safety concerns about your client at all. So for instance, if your client discloses to you that they're feeling very blue to the point where they might harm themselves, that is something that you need to let study staff know right away, as well as if at any point the client decides that they don't want to participate in the program. That's okay, but we do need to let study staff know. Again, if you have any concerns or questions at any time, please contact study staff. Keep all the information secure and confidential at all times. So, what happens now? We want to make sure that you're confident that you understand the IRB related and privacy components just discussed. If no, before you proceed, please ask project research staff any questions that you may have about your role as a health coach and/or consent in protecting human subjects. With the number here on the screen, or you can contact the project coordinator, Michelle Charters. If you are confident that you understand the IRB related and privacy components that we've just discussed, if yes, then you can progress to completing the individual assurance form provided to you by the project team. You can return that via email or fax to Michelle Charters, and thank you for volunteering as a wellness coach. So what happens now? You need to complete the rest of the wellness coach trainings assigned to you. You'll be contacted to be scheduled to participate as a wellness coach once all trainings and forms are completed, and you can pick the commitment level that best meets your scheduling needs. Lastly, we need you to complete a little quiz. Thank you and have a great day.